Hello, everybody. What is going on? Welcome back to Corsace Closed. And it is the penultimate match of our wonderful tournament where we showcase the best of the best. And we are here in our losers bracket grand finals to decide who will face worst HR player in the grand finals next week. It is between, once again, a notorious duo, a notorious rivalry between enri and maliszewski. I'm Sad Shiva, and I'm joined by my two favorite Brits, Doomsday and Dimash.
Yo, what's up, Shiba? Glad to be back on.
Yeah, it's good to be here with what is going to be, honestly, a great matchup. I mean, we saw these guys play off in the semi-finals, and my God, was that a great match. I'm looking more forward to seeing pretty much the same kind of play out. But of course, this pool, we've got to talk about this pool.
This pool is, well, I mean, it's grand finals in Corsace Closed, so it's a given that it's kind of hard. And this year it's a 9-star pool on average for the most part. There are maps in this pool nearing 10 stars in mechanics, so it's going to be skill capping even players in this tournament. Maliszewski is the skill cappiest of all skill cap players, apart from maybe Emrek. Going into enri, who he himself on his skill set is one of the very best in the world. So on this pool, I'm expecting fireworks.
Yeah, I mean, looking at this pool like we talked about before, there's a lot of control in this, and I think that really benefits our top three here. All three of them have a history of being exceptional in control, be it tech, be it aim control, be it gimmick. I think all three of these players are very, very powerful on it. But I think on this matchup in particular, there are a few things to distinguish here. I think both players in this matchup in particular aren't necessarily too well known for being ridiculously powerful on hard rock, which does lead to a little bit of a wishy-washy set on who's going to play chicken with those and if anyone has a special gimmick pick with that. And enri, I think, obviously has that benefit in the speed. So maliszewski is going to be probably opening up with one of those speed heavy bands, most likely going to be the DT3 or maybe the normal 5, depending on how he feels. But maliszewski's improved quite a bit on tapping throughout the years, so not to say he's going to be a slouch on any of these, but definitely a weakness that he's looking to try and mitigate, especially knowing how prominent enri is on that. But opening band for enri is going to be the hidden one.
The Kreutz Classic's gone. The big arrow slider is not going to be played this time. Maybe next week in the grand final proper, but not today. And followed up by the most obvious, I think, the DT3 300 BPM speed map is banned by maliszewski. Fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, you saw enri ban Hidden 1 against Malice back in semi-finals. So it's not really a surprise to see it here. It's basically the same thing, but, 2 to 3 times as difficult. And again, that DT3, it just makes a lot of sense. You want to take out some of those high approach rate kind of stuff. No Toho for you Dooms on that one. You're missing a Toho map. What are you going to do? 300 BPM bursts. It's just not Malice's cup of tea. But No Mod 4. What can you tell us, Dooms, about this No Mod 4 tech pick?
I'll help out. I'll pitch in a second. This is some crazy slider tech. I don't know how else to say it. Fluctuation by Zach. It was used as a song previously in the Oslo World Cup on a much easier difficulty, I believe in 2020 or 2019. But regardless, this song is notorious with some of the most ridiculous tech I think we have ever seen. And this being Maliszewski's opening pick does give a little bit of promise. I think Maliszewski is widely renowned to be the king of slide attack, putting up some of the most ridiculous performances we have ever seen in this tournament in particular. And getting into this so far, I think we're seeing a few client bugs here. I think people are hitting the notes, but we're seeing a few misses and 50s. I'm not sure if there's a bug with the client or something like that, but we're letting that quickly get fixed up real soon. Sorry about that, people. But yeah, let's talk a little bit about the map dummy. I mean, this No Mod 4 has some of the most ridiculous slider bursts and slide attack imaginable. Not only does it have those giant high velocity sliders, but has also those ridiculous slider bursts and streams that are so easy to slider break on and drop accuracy. Unfortunately, I'm not able to actually see the score difference here on the players here because the client is just getting all all shoddy and dodgy, at least from my perspective. I'm not sure if people at home can see anything like that, but I am not able to see what's going on. I think a little bit of a refresh does show that Enri has a small lead, but not by too much, unless that's entirely different to what we're seeing in the match here. But yeah, sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. We can't actually entirely see what's going on towards the start of. There's a few tech difficulties, but at least you can see them playing the map, right?
Well, there you go. Yeah, what do you need to know who's who? I mean, it's obvious, right? Right? No, it's fine.
Right?
Henry looks to be doing slightly better, but it's just a bit of a struggle right now.
From what we can see, at least, yeah. From what we can see. We don't actually know exactly the score is. I'm assuming that the bug does update the score later on. You can see the scores kind of flicker and go up. Enri is winning by quite a good margin so far. Not able to see any specifics, sadly, because it looks like he's missing everything, but definitely winning by about 80,000. Definitely an impressive lead here for him, considering maliszewski's tenure on this. I'm surprised to see Enri being so dominant on this. Pretty impressive stuff here. But as we start to approach the ending, it's soon going to be a degree where maliszewski simply will not be able to build back. Enri's putting up a stellar starting off performance here, and essentially might start this off with a breakpoint, which could be insane regarding how tech-heavy this is and how Ristal favored on paper this map really is. Not to say Enri's a slouch on this at all. It's more just how dominant Ristal has shown himself to be on this. But assuming that scoreline is accurate, ladies and gentlemen, Enri has just gotten his first breakpoint and the opening point as well in the pre-ban stage, which is very impressive for Enri, which is very, very nice. And it's up to him now to try and build that up and get himself a second point in a row. That's a great start for Enri.
Yeah, I think Malice kind of picked into this thinking that, if it was a repeat of what we saw in the semi-finals, it was a pick from Enri in that round, and Enri lost by over 470k. So to see a recovery like that from Enri is a massive opportunity for Enri, like you said, in the early ban stage, where there's so much of the pool to pick into. I'm curious to see where Enri's going to start. He's got that No Mod 5 available to him, that DT2 as well. You've got a lot of different options here.
Yeah, Enri does like to pick into the speed right off the bat a lot. So, yeah, that's where he's going to go. No real surprises there. And after such a big break point, and that was huge, straight into one of his strengths to try and consolidate that. It's the safe option. You got to do it against Malice. Don't give him any opportunity to build ahead of steam. And this No Mod 5, it's not just about that speed. It also does have like a tech edge to it as well, on 270 BPM speed, I believe. So not only is this crazy fast on the speed, but it's also got total control.
Yeah, this is some of the craziest speed tech I think I've seen in a very long time. One of the highest star rating maps in this pool, and you can already see it. That ounce of mechanics just implied at a massive degree here, and Ristal's going to be the first one to fall with a giant act drop as well in his favor. Enri, despite dropping a lot of 100s, hitting that entire stream section there, and being able to build more and more. This map isn't too short necessarily, but it is going to be a big skybreak here for Enri, as long as he can hold on for just a little bit longer. Another misstep from Ristal. Enri finally drops his full combo, but it seems to be like the lead does remain to be his past the first quarter of the map. Combo reset now, and maliszewski ahead by about 50 combo, but not by a lot. That accuracy as well really going to slow down his push, and that's even if he holds for the next third of the map.
Yeah, again, long way to go with this one. You've got a lot of those general speed checks throughout this map. You got that bit of finger control, aim control, as well as the stamina need for high BPM bursts. And Enri is putting on a bit more of a showcase. Malish still in it, though. Definitely a big chain miss across that stream at the top there.
Just look at this mechanic showcase just completely blowing away our players here. Enri managing to stay ahead by about 55,000. Maliszewski has just scraped over by over 100k. And as we start to get into the most ridiculous part of the map here with these streams and into slider streams, neither player hits it. and it just goes to show how ridiculous the Corsace Closed Grand Finals map pool is. This is one of the most craziest displays of mapping difficulty I've ever seen, and despite both players struggling quite a bit, it is enri to outshine maliszewski in this and will be the one to get the second point on the board. It is 2-0 for enri.
Yeah, very, very good performance from enri on that one. Just that combo and that accuracy really outshines Malice on this one. Really, really strong stuff from them.
Yeah, the 7% of AC was just so huge. The speed prowess showing through a lot there. And I mean, the last two maps just shows how ridiculous this pool is. Any score in this pool over 400k is special. So anything like that in this matchup, even with these players, and it's incredible. Maliszewski with the next pick, he went in with some of that tech, and there is plenty of control in this pool. There is a ton of it in Hard Rock, which is, you know, something that neither of these two go in too much, but in this matchup, it's super contested. With it, a lot of it being very control heavy, though, it's something that Malice should be looking at as a pretty tasty prospect, but he's going to stick with no mod, breaking out the humanoid ulti pick, which again is right up his alley.
Yeah,
This is one of the craziest aim control maps I think I've ever seen, Dimash. As Miles said it in this map pool showcase, the active aim required in this is just insane. You've got consistently difficult patterns that are unique in every way, and you've got that hybrid of snap and flow aim in there as well. You can see it all over the place. It is just insane. For Rissel to pick this into enri this early definitely goes to show that he's a comfortable player in this, but early stages so far past the intersection leads to an early drop from Rissel, so enri able to build for this first verse.
Yeah, I mean, this pick from Malice isn't really too much of a surprise. If you look back at the match between them in the semi-finals, it was his second map pick there, outside of the precision pick, which I'm surprised he hasn't brought into this matchup. But yeah, regardless of that, like you said, completely different from last week's No Mod 3. And what an absolute banger. Sutamayo going crazy on this one.
Definitely don't disagree. A banger of a hold from enri just until the start of that first ki. Ristor finally now able to try and build something here, but that big peek and jumps still hit there from maliszewski. He's got a chance to build this now, and the lead still remains in his favor, but it's very, very tight still. 300 combo really isn't too giant unless he hits this entire section, and it's got to be here. Here we go. Another section here to come through. As long as this is all hit here, maliszewski has another verse section to be able to build. enri drops once again. 400 combo and climbing, 98 AC as well, outshining in every aspect for maliszewski. Does go down, so that advantage still remains slightly intact for him by about 500 to 6,000. And as that second break from enri comes through, it's back to even grounds in terms of the combo game, and that verse section now is going to be able to lead to a build, but enri does drop, so maliszewski now able to keep climbing with that 100 combo with that AC as well. Just going to be able to stay a bit more oppressive here and climb that as much as he can until we get into the next ki.
And again, you've got this section right before we get into the intensive part of the second ki here, allowing for a bit of combo build, but it's all about who can maintain it going into this section. Both of them holding quite well here. 98 for maliszewski, enri on the 97% accuracy, but both of them holding relatively strong here. But there comes the miss from enri now. Malice has got the door open to extend that lead far away.
Similar pattern that we saw at the start as well. Early miss there from enri as he built towards that next verse section. And it's going to be a guitar solo section now. This is one of the most difficult control sections that you saw just there. Those back and forth that just consistently build on and on. And the aim control starts to hit a massive peak here. But Ristor hits all of it absolutely perfectly. And there is the break. Advantage solidified more than ever. And as we start to get into that final quarter, 600 to 200 in favor of maliszewski here. Simply outstanding combo held there through the second ki and through that guitar solo. It's up to the final ki now for Rissel to maintain. As long as there's no crazy fall apart, this map will be his.
Yeah, again, enri though still mounting with only 500 combo. How the hell is that slider still legal. It's not even on the screen entirely, but there you go. Break from maliszewski now. We're looking at Enri to capitalize. It goes away. Not happening today.
That aim spike was absolutely insane. The highest spike in that map just there with that one singular pattern does trip up both players and thus stops Enri's odds of trying to build at least something with the combo that he had left after that Bristol drop. But it just simply won't be enough. Maliszewski does remain to be the more consistent player, the more comfortable player, and the one to get his pick down. Finally, a point in the board here for Maliszewski.
Yeah, crazy scores from both of them, actually, when you think that Rectagon in the map pool showcase only managed to get 326k on this, and both of them have exceeded that in match. Those are actually ridiculous scores, however you slice it.
Yeah, for how crazy this map is, that's kind of insane, actually. 450k from Bristol, 98.6 AC as well, and the score from Enri is formidable. But can't not lie to you, man. Those statistics from Maliszewski, that accuracy in the miss count especially, is very impressive considering how insane this map really is.
Yeah, those two scores were so good. That 6 miss on that is just stupidly good. Honestly, that's the Maliszewski we all know. Enri with the next pick, though, he's still in the driver's seat thanks to that break point. So again, he has that bit of daylight and plenty of speed on the board. There is a lot of speed in this pool. A lot of it's in the hidden pool as well. Like, I think 3 of the maps are well over 200 BPM. And that DT pool, everything's quick. Even the control pick, the old school map, is like 260 BPM. So he has a lot of choice if he wants to speed abuse. Whether he wants to go down that or pick something a bit spicier, who knows? He has a good no mod 6 ability in his locker, Enri, as well. And if Maliszewski hasn't put tons of practice into it, it's a good pick into him. Although the fact he hasn't banned it tells me that he's prepared if Enri does want to go into that. He's not going to. It's going to stick to the classic again, the double time 2. Pure stamina pick, this one.
Yeah, like you said, it's got that. You've got this. It's a speedy map with this 263 BPM streams, with just absolutely brutal spacing on this map. Is it's going to line us up for a spicy little matchup, but it's a good pick for Enri. You know, it's kind of playing off the back of that no mod 5, and really going to set him up well if he can win this and go 3-1 into that second ban phase.
Yeah, if he can keep that momentum going on, he's going to be looking real good. There's a lot of time in this match, of course, but there's plenty of good picks for Enri to try and keep his advantage alive. Maliszewski, of course, at this sort of extreme stamina, it is one of his weaker skill sets. He's been improving on it a lot, though. So this is actually probably one of the picks he could steal if Enri finds some issues.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Double time 2 now. This map is quite reminiscent both in song and in difficulty style to Monochrome, which is a very classic double time map if you remember, infamous for its double time stamina and its consistency coming through here. Remix song here, but still a similar aspect to what I mentioned previously. Enri, though, holding on to a good advantage past this map. You can see the stamina ramp up massively throughout these verse sections. The verse are not even safe. It's not even the Kiais that are the main threat. This map is consistently difficult with some insane levels of stamina, tech, and finger control. Enri holding on to a good full combo so far, with accuracy paling. I'm sorry, Maliszewski's accuracy is paling in comparison to Enri's 97.78 combo as well in his favor. Despite that early drop on the stamina for Maliszewski, he's been able to build through the slower section here. But once this comes through, once we get into that first Ki section, the stamina will hit once again. It's up to Enri to try and keep that advantage in his favor. Big stream section to come through here. Maliszewski hits that entire stream, and this is his chance now. You've got the aim to come through as well here. Maliszewski might be able to just build this and possibly come back purely on combo game. Rista with that drop. Not Rista with the drop, sorry. Enri with the drop on that square stream might have just spelled his demise. Maliszewski, he hit that entire section there, and now advantage is surely now going to start building more and more, hitting that entire Ki section. I think there's only one more stamina bit left to come through, and if Bristol hits this, advantage is 100% guaranteed. And another miss there from Enri, while Ristel absolutely decimates this map. Accuracy be damned. He is owning this so far.
Yeah, really unfortunate for Enri. The chain missing, just coming in at the wrong time. But Malice is putting on an absolute clinical performance despite his accuracy. He may not be comfortable, but don't doubt his ability to play it. This is exactly what he needed to bite back after that first map. He may have bottomed his locals in the first, but he's going to top the locals after this one.
Yeah, forget the rough start he had with the giant act drops. Enri's starting to struggle now. He's hitting way more misses than act drops, but at the end of the day, if that combo advantage really is that massive, it doesn't matter whether or not Score V1 or Score V2. That giant 1.2k combo compared to Enri's 500 is simply way more outmatched and very, very dominant. Another big stream session come through here. Rissel does drop and Enri still holds. We've only got a quarter of the map left to go. Is Enri going to be able to hold on long enough here? No, he slider breaks, and that is one of the most tragic misses I've seen on a map like this. He could have easily held on and tried to hit this next time of sections coming through, and Enri, despite hitting everything, will not mean much as he misses on the aim section afterwards. Maliszewski simply put absolute beautiful consistency. Even if that early miss, even if that early act drops put him at a big disadvantage at the start, he hits the most difficult parts of the map when it matters the most, and against a speed maestro that like Enri, that is beyond impressive, and he will get himself another breakpoint to even out the playing field just before that second ban phase.
Yeah, I mean, this DT2 is just... It's 263 BPM, and the only thing Malice was struggling on there was the level of comfort. You could see in his unstable rate, he just isn't used to tapping that fast, but can actually tap that fast. That is a sensational performance.
That was some combo gaming right there. That was incredible for Malice. I mean, out of the speed picks, with it being one of the lower BPM ones, relatively, it was stealable, but I thought that was a long shot. But this guy just can play everything. That was crazy. Great run there from Maliszewski, but great ack from Enri. It wasn't enough, though. Here come the bans, and Hard Rock 1's gone. No!
I wanted to cast that map so bad. No, Enri!
I didn't. It's 5 minutes long. What are you talking about?
It's Feeling Sky 200 Step, Damash. It's one of the best songs ever. Leave me alone. I wanted this so bad.
Fine, fair enough.
Whatever.
It's Enri banning Hard Rock against Malice. It's not really a surprise when you think about it.
Fair. It's fair. I'm just gutted. It's gone.
Yeah, like Malice does actually pick Hard Rock 1 quite a lot. So that's one of his preferred picks, it seems, gone. I'm guessing there's going to be some speed, like nuked from low orbit here for Maliszewski. I mean, DT4, I don't think he's going to ban. DT1, yeah, that's fair enough. That's like 290 BPM, like MREC aim, 9.5 stars. He probably has the aim edge on that, but there's a good amount of speed in that on 290. So, yeah, not too surprised to see that one gone.
It's 9.5 stars. Who wants to play that on a Sunday afternoon? Certainly not me. That's in my eyes, that's enough justification to get rid of that one. But going into what I'm curious as to why no one has picked Peanut Butter Jelly Time.
Well, Malish is about to do it right now. Right now, he's about to pick Hard Rock 2.
There's no reason not either that or Hard Rock 4. Hard Rock 4, I feel like is right up Malice's alley. To be honest, it's it's Polygon on Hard Rock.
Yeah, like Hard Rock 4 is definitely a good choice. I think it's a better choice, honestly, into Enri, because it just focuses more on that control. Enri is very good on the precision, especially in this tournament. He's done very well on it. So Hard Rock 4 is probably a safer option. But there is plenty of tech in, well, pretty much any of the pools. There's Hard Rock 2. There we go.
Hold it.
It's Peanut Butter Jelly Time.
I mean, okay, but this is epic.
It is, though, but it is epic. That's the thing. You can't even be sarcastic with this. It's Peanut Butter Jelly Time. It's Hard Rock 2. This is one of the most insane flow aim tests and precision tests I have seen in a tournament period.
It's crazy.
What better nature than Corsace Closed to implement something like this?
I remember this got pulled, I think, as a hidden pick in
Yaz's?
like a 1v1 not long ago, and that was crazy. But on Hard Rock, it's pretty dumb. It's CS 7.3 flow aim control. It's kind of like Coco Soko, which is another map that that mapper map. It's very similar to that, except much harder. The ending on this is really dumb. If anyone hits that ending, I am going to drink more of my coffee.
I'm going to be chugging a lot of coffee if I see people hitting this stuff. I need to be able to see if I can replicate something like that, because people hitting this at a consistent level are in another planet, in another solar system, to be honest. But here we go. It's time for peanut butter jelly time. I think both players know that against probably other players like Wesley Child players, this is not something that you want to be focusing on, but in this matchup in particular, it's exciting. And enri and maliszewski both lead to an early drop here. Accuracy, though, massively maliszewski favored here. 99 accuracy, holding through that first stream section. A chain miss and a chain drop of act there from enri at the start is going to give him a small act deficit, which gives maliszewski about 20k lead at the start. But we still got the hardest parts to go here. That part is nothing compared to what we're about to see in this next PI section. I cannot wait to see what goes down here as it starts to ramp up.
Yeah, good recoveries on both sides. That chain of 100s really hurting enri later on in this map. But Malice putting on a solid performance right here. Oh, nearly misses that repeat slider, but does just catch it at the end. The spacing catches them both out, though. And here we go. This is the snap aim requirement of this map. Absolutely brutal at this first third.
I mean, look at it just going back and forth. It goes from flow into ridiculous, sharp, fast jumps that go around each other. You can kind of see the style here. You have to be so precise yet so fast and spontaneous with these patterns that it's just going to lead to consistent drops from enri. Maliszewski, despite dropping earlier on for that build-up section and missing at the start of the Ki, he is holding on to a better combo. Hits that slider stream there. enri as well does hit it. So there's still small odds here for Maliszewski to maybe drop and give enri a window to push. But we're about halfway through the map now, and down goes Maliszewski. It's up to enri now to keep on holding, and despite these patterns being really tough, it's not as hard as what we've just seen. He's got to hold on for as long as he can. The precision can be so volatile and so difficult and so terrifying for a player like enri. The nerves might hit a maximum, but it leads to a drop before it begets any potential. And even grounds in combo now. Maliszewski's accuracy is all that's keeping him in the lead so far.
What is that act?
Yeah, what is that act? It's 97% on this. That's beyond. Did you just do a chain jump?
Yo, enri. What's up? He did. I think that was a Pac-Man or a chain chomp. Either or. Pretty epic. When you say the much.
It doesn't matter. I thought it was a chain chomp, but it could have been a Pac-Man. But enri looking to build up a bit of combo here with a break from Malice. This could open up some potential for a steal on Hard Rock 2. Another reset for Malice is going to really open this door. Can enri do it?
Oh, no. That's a big miss there. Hitting one of the hardest parts of the map just there, and that singular pattern does lead to a miss from both players. And 60,000 score this late into the map is a score deficit too difficult to maintain and too difficult to bring back in favor of enri, unfortunately. Even if he's holding on to over the 50 comma more than Maliszewski, that chain miss there is simply going to dig the grave in deeper for enri. Maliszewski, despite trading on those misses, that early combo game plus that general accuracy comfort is going to be the thing that gives him that win. But there was a lot of potential. There were a lot of moments where enri had a lot of combo to build, but during the hardest parts of the map, understandably, he does falter. No crazy pop-up there. Whereas Maliszewski had just a few more that he had in his pocket. Just give the lead that he needed and give himself that win on peanut butter jelly time.
Yeah, no spin to wins needed here. Indeed, an epic battle between the two of them, but that 341k from Malice is absolutely solid. What a strong precision map for Maliszewski there.
I'm not okay with how much of that ending that Maliszewski hit. Like, dude had like 150 to 2 in a combo twice through that ending, and that is not okay. Yeah, crazy stuff again from Malice. It's a very good score from enri again. He's strong on the precision. He showed it there, but Malice one-upped him today. So nice win on a pretty contested pick, I'd say. And enri going straight into one of his other favored picks, likes to go into that low AR hidden, and that's what he's doing here. Fort and Field, it's the density pick of all time. It's AR 8, 230 BPM, awkward aim. Yeah, spicy.
Oh, it is. This low approach rate hidden has got some great mechanics requirements in the aim control, which we just saw off the back of that Hard Rock 2. The aim control needed there is just as great here. But again, it brings in a lot more of that hidden density reading that you talked about as well. And what else is it, Dooms? It's Toho.
It's Toho. Toho mentioned.
Toho time.
There's three Toho in this pool. I expect them all picked by the end. They better be. I guess for speed on this one, there's a tiny bit, but not really. It's all about the awkward aim. So the bursts in this aren't going to be a problem for either player. 230, low spacing. But God, the aim on this, it's well over 7 stars. And it's super awkward, so linear. So much control in this on that low AR.
Here we go. Into the Fort and Field here. This map is very unique for your typical hidden 2s here. Usually you just see it be reading and with awkward aim or control or perfect stacks that really emphasizes difficulty. But this is some very high density mechanics aim. This with high AR would still be a pretty difficult aim map, but applying this with AR8 with the most active aim patterns that you see on this, incredibly dense. And that is why that pure reading expertise along with those aim mechanics finally can come to fruition. And for maliszewski, it's become a perfect dish for him as he's hit that entire section with flying colors and S rank still maintained with 99% accuracy. He does get a small drop on that just after I speak, but it's fine. It's fine. He's still got that good combo lead, still got that good full combo hitting that entire section, and enri is able to push with a good 200 combo despite that early miss and act disadvantage. There's still a good amount of room, 3/4 of the map left to go.
Yeah, still a long ways to go, but Malice has already out-comboed Yokespire's performance on the showcase.
Oh dear.
So I think that just goes to show how nuts this play actually does finally catch a slider break. Brutal if you're maliszewski, but enri now. Potential, maybe.
Yeah, that sharp slider does lead to a misstep from maliszewski, and that's going to be devastating for him if enri manages to build this combo. But thankfully for him, he does not. Unfortunately for enri, not being able to build that advantage as we get into that KI, where the density and the aim really starts to hit a peak here. And you see those few high BPM bursts here and there with a few rounds of finger control. You've got to stay sharp on those ones alongside that really difficult aim. And both players here struggling quite a bit, not being able to gauge too big of a combo. maliszewski dropping multiple times here, and the score lead is starting to close in. As that starts to drop more, the accuracy now in favor of enri. Combo is very, very even, but 6,000 score still remains in favor of maliszewski. There's an odd here. There's a chance for enri to try and build this back if Bristol drops one more time. That more small fall apart shows potential for another one later on. As long as enri can hold on to this, maliszewski might not be able to run away with this too easily. He has to get away with this point. Otherwise, if Bristol gets another break point, it might start to go out of control. But enri goes down, and maliszewski still holds. As we get to that final course of the map, a little bit of a slow session here for Bristol build, but that might just spell the end of enri's result in this map. If Bristol can hold on, as long as he doesn't massively fall apart here, this map will be his.
Yeah, he was able to hold on through that deadlock, and yeah, that miss from enri has probably spelled disaster for him. At 400 combo, it won't matter if Malice misses here. There is not going to be enough time. Malice has done what Malice does. And pop off when nobody's expecting it. Does find the miss, so not going to bring home the 400k, but considering both these players have brought home 300k, exceptional performances from both of them on this crazy 7-star reading map.
Yeah, this being 7 stars with this low AR goes to show how difficult it is and how much scaling you have to do for the reading maps on this. But it will be maliszewski to deny a pick win there from enri to even out the playing field. Post the ban stage as well, maliszewski now has a chance to run away with this advantage. enri with a tragic choke and a tragic struggle to come back on the picks that he needs to stay stable on. Not going to be in his favor, unfortunately. The mechanics not remaining in Enri's favor. A single pop-off from maliszewski led to a massive fluctuation in his score, and that simply was not enough, simply too much for Enri to build with. And as we get into maliszewski's next pick, it's a chance for him to try and capitalize off of this breakpoint. What is that going to be? That's a second breakpoint in a row, both on the DT2 and the Hidden 2. Is he going to be able to pick once again into that Hard Rock?
There's Hard Rock 4. Polygon could be a choice. He could go into something like Hidden 4 as well, which is pretty much pure slide attack on the Hidden. DT4 if he wants to be really brave, but I think that's an Enri pick if anything. Can't see him picking No Mod 6 into Enri. That's another brave one, but a few things on the board. He could also go into that No Mod 1 alert, because he does like his No Mod 1, those Polish genes coming in strong with the No Mod 1. So plenty to work with. It just comes down to how he's feeling at the moment. Picking lots of control does say that he's going to go into tech, but nope. It's humanly. It's 9.1 star big boy aim. Get your big boy pants on for these jumps.
Yeah, this is quite inhumanely possible, really. It's not really doable to the average or even top player. This is 9-star jumps. You've got the high spacing, obviously. You got your 250 BPM as well. So it feels as it plays, which is just ridiculously hard.
I guess the solace with this one is, for the most part, it's on fairly comfy flow. But on the flip side, it's 250 BPM and it's 9 stars. So it's pure mechanics at the highest level. The end of the choruses have the hardest jumps by far, basically screen jumps on 250 BPM, just over and over. Enri is a boss when it comes to high speed aim as well himself, though, so he should be very competitive on this. Even at 9 stars, the Malice does tend to own these at Grand Finals level.
Yeah, that aim capability from Bristol has been flexed multiple times throughout this tournament and throughout his general history, especially with these really high jumps. Being able to consistently hit wide angles for maliszewski is definitely a benefit that he's been able to gain more and more the longer he plays. And despite that early drop, Bristol does still have a good lead in his favor. Pretty even, actually, especially in terms of accuracy in his favor there, with Enri still holding on to a good combo. Not a full combo, missing it mutually for the intro section. But as Damas mentioned, this may be called humanly, but in order to hit all of these jumps, you really have to be inhuman to be able to hit this consistently. And I think the KIs here are the biggest parts of the map to pay attention to here. Despite the versus being very, very difficult, it's sections like these where the jumps and the spacing really starts to hit a peak here. First big jumps has come through there, both hit by both players. Accuracy still looking solid for both guys here. Look at this being built here from both of these players. The jumps are going to hit a peak now. This is the hardest part of the map to come through here. Enri goes down first. Is Bristol going to be able to hit the rest of it here? Bristol, no, he goes down. And that, what could have been one of the most domineering early advantages on this map, is shut down. Thankfully for Enri, his odds in this match are still there. Score dead even. It is a mere minute 0.6 accuracy in maliszewski's favor, which is going to give him a tiny, tiny lead. As long as these guys can stay consistent, this might get big, but there's Bristol going down.
Yeah, that is actually quite a difference maker, not going into the KI. I mean, still potential. We saw Malice nearly make it through the big cross-screen jumps. There's a few more of them for you. But both of them hitting them here, it's whoever is going to be able to pull through this section here. And it is both. Oh no, it's Enri goes, so it's just Malice now with a potential to build up a nice recovery. Still neck and neck though.
Yeah, finally a chance for maliszewski now to build a lead. That's going to be able to stay out of Enri's reach here. This combo is still incredibly close. Accuracy still incredibly close, but both slightly in favor of maliszewski. Big jump stage about to come through here. Is anybody going to drop down here? Yes, it's Enri. Maliszewski hits it all. And now, despite these jumps still being really difficult for what we've seen throughout this map, nothing that Bristol can't hit. He's going to be able to build and keep on climbing. Another miss there from Enri is just going to make this harder and harder for him to build. Maliszewski, did he just miss on that? He did. He missed on the final note of that jump section. I thought he just hit something insane there, Dimash, but I think Despite missing there, the lead still remains in his favor as enri trades it. We get into the final ending of the map here, the biggest difficulty spike to come through, and I don't think there's going to be a lot of room left.
enri has been cursor dancing for at least half this map, which, you know, everyone's done a bit of cursor dancing on a slow section of a map, but no one goes, hey, it's 9 stars, let me just add a bit of a wiggle.
You see him spinning the notes. I think enri knows that he's lost this, unfortunately. You see the spins on the jump section, reminiscent of Round Table 2 qualifiers. He did one of those patterns and hit a crazy jump spike while spinning his cursor, which was really funny. Despite that, unfortunately not seeing the same results as maliszewski domineering over enri in almost every aspect here. And that leads to maliszewski getting another breakpoint. 3 in a row here for maliszewski. The Polish prodigy, despite losing an early No Mod 4 pick, has been able to excel in every other map shown here. And enri's back against the wall now. He's picking into that DT4, a map that I think many of us have already said is a map that we expect enri to perform very well on. This kind of Made of Fire-esque style is really up his alley, but you can't count maliszewski in this form.
Yeah, after seeing what he did in that double time too, I'm not going to count him out on this BPM. It's slower, but it's far more focused on control and I suppose mechanics as well. Spaced streams on about 250 something BPM on this. Yeah, it's basically Made of Fire 2 Electric Boogaloo mapped by Bloxy. And lots of doubles and quads on spaced patterns, so there's a lot of control on the higher BPM as well. It's a map that's right up enri's alley, but maliszewski can do damage on this too, so it's a contested one. enri really needs this to work.
Oh, that he does. You know, you're looking... He's gone smart. He's gone with a map that's got very little time to adjust to it. You know, in its ramp up of difficulty. It's short. It's got those spikes that enri can demolish. And Malish has been struggling early game, as we see there with some more breaks. But here you go. It's Made of Fire 2. Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah, picture it that way. Like you said before, this style of difficulty is very similar to Nico's Made of Fire. And thankfully for both players, they have a little mutual trade here. But maliszewski does keep that lead in his favor by quite a bit in terms of accuracy as well. A whole 3% off here. And as we get into the first key eye here, these stream sessions get absolutely crazy in terms of spacing and speed. And maliszewski hitting everything there. The hardest sections to come through. And maliszewski is just slaying this. enri cannot keep up. He's not able to hit these sections consistently. This is an insane performance there from maliszewski. Early miss be damned. He's adjusted perfectly and is hitting this with absolutely flying colors, hitting everything so far. And this map's insanely short, might I add, ladies and gentlemen, just bordering on TV size. He's hitting everything, despite how dense and difficulty this is. This might be one of the craziest scores in this tournament.
Oh my!
The highest spikes come through, and maliszewski passes the test with flying colors. Ladies and gentlemen, get this man on Made of Fire, because that is one of the best scores in Closed we have ever seen. Early 2 miss be damned. Maliszewski's the king. And he's now at match point.
I feel sick.
That is
what
gross.
is that?
Yeah.
Imagine just looking at that. You get to the end of the map, you think, I've got 400k on Made of Fire 2. And then you look over, it's 920k. Ugh.
The craziest thing is that the map was so quick and so short that I didn't even have time to process how ridiculous of a score that really is. That might just be one of the single best scores in this tournament. That early miss was on nothing, practically. That could have been an FC.
Yeah, it was just on the doubles at the start, the bit of control, which is a hard part of the map, mind you, but he hit all of the space stuff. That's just ridiculous. The day Malice learns how to speed, which apparently is now, it's all over, I think, for everyone else. Here comes No Mod 6. This is an enri map too, but Malice is playing into it, and he's got plenty of insurance to go for something a bit brave. And I'm excited to see this one. This is going to be a proper tussle on extremely low AR, uber gimmick. It's over 7 stars and it's AR 7.3, circle size 5.5. Disgusting reading map. Yeah, both these two can do damage on this if they've put the time in, and I expect them to have put the time in. I'm looking forward to this.
I mean, you've got you've got these like stream patterns that are layered on top of themselves. You've got there's the stop and go, the no change in spacing, the awkward aim control, your slider patterns. It's got everything mixed in with the low 7.3 AR reading. It's, like you said, disgusting. It's gonna be great.
It's full of lots of 1/4 control, but it's got plenty of 1/6s and even some weird 1/8 rhythm, which is extremely strange. It's kind of like the sort of No Mark 6 you'd find, except on actual like normal diff settings that are readable and aimable. But this is on the most extreme, awkward settings you can really set, and it's also high SR. So yeah, one of the hardest maps in the pool, I think, in my opinion. We'll see how they do on it.
Indeed, I agree. I think another word for this map is very unforgiving. You've got some chains and you've got some separation and some of this. This is a good, very well-rounded map in terms of the types of control that are amplified in this. You've got doubles, you've got slider jumps, you've got bursts, you've got flow aim, you've got snappy aim, you've got everything. You've got 1/3, you've got 1/6, a mix of a lot of control in this. And with this being ridiculously low AR as well, it's going to be even more difficult. But if you're a player like Bristol or Enri, you have a chance on this. You're very comfortable on this kind of stuff, and so far so good here for both players. Maliszewski holding on to a very comfortable advantage purely off that ACK alone. Combo game is very, very even though. Lots of mutual trades so far.
Yeah, although one can't help but look at the ACK difference. It's an almost 5% difference. A different level of comfort on this one, and it's not spelling out a good news story for Enri. He is trailing behind past the halfway point. Malice has got a bit of combo now, going to a much calmer section of the map to build that combo on top of it. 1/3 of the map. You're really looking. What is this? What is this? Oh, thank God.
What was that?
Thank God.
Okay, look, we're getting into the hardest part of the map now, like by far. This is some of the most insane 1/3s ever, but please, ladies and gentlemen, someone clip that, please, to put it simply. Maliszewski simply is untouchable on something like this. We saw it last week with the No More 6 previously, and we're seeing it now. Insane levels of dominance here. Enri simply cannot fight back. There is nothing else that he can do. As we start to get into the ending quarter of this map, Maliszewski's building a combo that Enri has nothing to fight with. And all that is left now is Grand Final Station. Maliszewski stands on the platform with his eyes focused on one more man to give him that victory. It is Maliszewski to take down Enri and face Worst HR player in the Grand Finals next week.
Yeah, Malice is staying on track for what should be an incredible matchup. Enri falls after what was an insane start to this matchup. He went up 2-0, and then Malice has just won 7 in a row, back to back to back.
I mean, this is just an insane showing from Maliszewski. We thought that No Mod 4 victory from Enri showed loads of promise. Enri being able to beat one of Maliszewski's strongest strengths, maybe a good sign of form. But after that, I mean, it was Maliszewski's show. It was a Maliszewski line. Every single map coinciding after that was all him.
Yeah, fair play to Enri though for getting that nice early head of steam though, because that was scary. The first couple maps for Maliszewski, he was wobbling a bit. Enri's pulling off some great scores, but I guess once the other skill sets came out, Malice just found his footing, and from then on, the momentum builds. And when you give Maliszewski momentum, he rarely ever loses it. Enri is taking top 3, 3rd place. It matches his performance from last Corsace Closed as well. So taking another podium position, and in a tournament like this, that is always going to be an incredible achievement. So very well played to Enri, who's gave us some great matches this tournament again. Fantastic to cast you. But yeah, Maliszewski is the one going up to the final to take on Forum, worst hard rock player, and that is a new matchup. That hasn't happened in this tournament yet. And against 2 tech gods on this pool, with some of the maps dotted around in this, is going to be a feast for the eyes and ears. I can't wait to see that one next week.
Yeah. After seeing Maliszewski's form in this match, I will not expect any less from this man facing up against West HR player. Enri, unfortunately, history repeating itself for him. First off being MREC in 2023, taking him down 7-3. And now in 2024, Maliszewski denying him that chance of top 2 in closed. But for Maliszewski, it's a chance at victory when it was denied from him last year against MREC in the grand finals. He is in the loser's side now, but with this form coming through, the potential is there. Maliszewski can definitely take this. His scaling's improved, his consistency's improved. His final odd now is up against West HR player next weekend. Ladies and gentlemen, is there anything else that you'd like to say before we end this off?
Just an absolute pleasure to be casting Corsace Closed this time. And some great matches, this one included. It's actually my first Corsace Closed I've casted. It's been a fantastic time.
Let's go.
Yeah, man, I'm going to be enjoying sitting in the seats in chat watching the final next week. But yeah, I just want to say fantastic matches. And of course, next week at 13 UTC Saturday for the final.
Yes.
Yeah, can't wait for
Yes.
that.